Carolina's rock station, Rock 103. It's Rhiannon here, and guess who I have on the line with me? I have the drummer from Chevelle, Sam. Hell yeah, man. How's it going?
Oh, everything's great. How are you?
Hey, I'm loving what I do. I'm getting to talk to
Great.
you. So you guys played in Atlanta last night. How was that show? How was the crowd?
The crowd was amazing. It was some antics during the show. We had a couple of people jump up on stage and dance along with us.
Oh,
It was
cool.
good. Yeah, it's good. It's always nice to have something different.
That's cool, man. And so then you're headed to Myrtle Beach tomorrow night, right, at the House of Blues?
We are. Yes, absolutely. It's a great venue too. We really like playing that place.
I love it when you play at that place because I saw you last year play there, and it's such a personable experience because I was like right there in front, and I was yay!
Yeah, House of Blues is always nice. Cool.
So like today's kind of like your day off, or do you get a day off?
Yeah, well, we do. We usually get 2 days off a week, and it depends. Sometimes we just try and take it easy and catch up on talking to people and just go to dinner and then sometimes we just go and we hit the bars in like around 5, and we'll just sit at the bar, a couple different bars for 5 or 6 hours and just hang out. I mean, it all depends where we are and what we're doing and how tired we are.
Yeah, that's definitely got to be a factor. Is it hard sometimes though when you're out places like that? I mean, people like if I saw you out at the bar, I'd be like, "Whoa, hey!"
Well, we look pretty normal, so we don't have mohawks and tattoos on our faces, so that helped. People don't really necessarily associate us with rock music and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad at all. It's never bad. You never get tired of people liking your music or liking what you do, so that's cool.
Yeah, man, I became a fan back in 2002 with the album Wonder What's Next when The Red came out. Man, I was hooked from that moment on. I was hooked. I was
Thank you.
This is the best song I've ever heard.
Thank you. That's cool, man. It's crazy how that record has really just opened up our ability to keep writing music and keep writing music that we love. So that's good.
And everybody else loves it too. I mean, right now we have Take Out the Gunman and your latest Hunter Eats Hunter from the album La Gargola that came out in April. And
right.
We play that on the station. People request it all the time. I mean, everybody's just like sucking it in, loving every minute of it. Like, how did you guys come up with that name for that album, La Gargola?
It just means the gargoyle, and we just said it in Spanish because it sounds a little bit more exotic. And the record sort of had this sort of idea about, there's a song about zombies and there's a song about being hunted. It was just sort of, they kind of worked together. So we thought that the gargoyle was just appropriate. And on the cover is actually a picture of Pete wearing it's called a plague mask, which the doctors used to use when they would treat people with the plague, because they had like this beak in it that they would fill the beak with all kinds of stuff to make it smell better. So it's just kind of a eerie, sort of dark record, but it's tongue in cheek. It's all in fun.
Yeah, well, and I like like with Hunter Eats Hunter, I was like, this is kind of very primitive. It's like hunting. Like
yeah.
And Pete writes the lyrics, right, for the songs.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like when he writes the lyrics, this is just something I've always been curious about, like Crazy Time. Like, I mean, I know you're brothers, but then even as that, like as a collective band together, like, are you allowed to disagree with a lyric, or how does that work?
Sure. But when we're writing, he will write, like, if we're working in the studio and we come up with call it like a riff, guitar riff or whatever it is, then you got to find a melody that fits that riff. And then if you find a melody, then you've got to find some lyrics that fit that melody. So all those things have to come together before we even keep working on the song. So
gotcha.
It develops, it evolves as it goes, of course, finding better lyrics and better ways to write.
So it's like you kind of all collaborate and put like all of your different vibes in it to make it come out into like the band song.
Yeah, definitely, but not the lyrics. That's definitely all him.
What do you, I mean, since you guys are, brothers, you're close, I mean, where does he pull his lyrics from? I mean, did he just sit down and boom, it pops out, or do they come out like over days, or?
Yeah, I mean, it comes, days, weeks, months even, and he writes songs about things that are going on around him. So, for example, Take Out the Gunman is about the media perpetuating violence.
Yep.
And not just gun violence, but any violence. And people understand that, like, the more we talk about things, the more they happen. And that's really what that song's about. It's not a pro-gun or an anti-gun song or anything. It's just about the media perpetuating violence. And that's something that affects all of us. It's something that we can see every day. We see those kinds of subjects. So, and then Hunter Eats Hunter is more of a fun song. It's about somebody in the suburbs just doing normal things at night and then being hunted by animals instead of, the opposite, which is people hunting animals.
Yeah, so, I dig that. I like that.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny, like, having to watch out for yourself while you take out the garbage.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is true, man. You never know what's going to happen now. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I suppose.
I asked a lot of people, like, if you could ask, Chevelle any questions, and here were some of the questions that several listeners had. One of them was, like, do you have, as a band, do you do any type of tradition or ritual before you go out on stage?
We make fun of people who have traditions and rituals before they walk out on stage.
I love you even more. Oh, my God. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And what about, it's changed now from, 2002. Okay, here we are, 2014. You look out in the audience and all you see are like iPads, Samsungs, the whole deal.
Right.
Like, what do you guys feel about that?
Well, you can't watch life happen through a little screen.
Yep.
I don't have a problem whatsoever. If I go to see something, a lot of times I'll take a picture of it so that I can look back on it in a couple of years and remember where I was when. And I think that's great that technology exists. But we have to use it. We have to be smart about it and understand that it can go overboard. And you sort of have to live in the moment, too, in order to have an experience. And, I certainly don't have any problem with anybody. And they buy the ticket. They can watch the show any way they want.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and I'm half kidding about that because, sure, sometimes it is a little bit distracting, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I get distracted when I'm in the audience and I see them, phones everywhere. And even me, I get enraged. I want to knock it down and go, he's right in front of you. They're all right in front of you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you taking away from the live moment through this little screen? Because it really isn't the same when you're watching through the screen. I don't think so.
No, it's not. And the other downside is once people start posting pictures and a little bit of video from that show, then all the people who go to that show after that, there's no real surprise for what's going to happen in the show, which is kind of a bummer. But at the same time, we don't have to look. And I wouldn't, if I was going to see Deftones or something, I'm not going to go and research what their tour looks like before I go see it. So,
right.
I'm an adult. I can figure that out.
So this is your 7th studio album. I mean, man, how do you guys feel about that? I mean, that's huge.
It's pretty amazing, to have that long of a career, especially as a rock band. And I mean, I don't think we've written 2 songs that sound alike, and that's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to keep doing something different. I mean, we're still in the same genre, and it's hard rock melodic music. That's what we love. But we haven't written 2 songs that have the same subject or have the same melody or anything. So that's really the point.
And it's so awesome, too, because you're right. Like, each song is so unique and so strong and, like, for me, emotion-provoking. Like, I just feel like I can relate to every single song, and every single song is so unique. It's just... It's beautiful what you put out there. And, and I always tell listeners and everything, like, if you don't have anything and you have your music, for me, music is a savior of my life,
Sure.
And so, just know how appreciative I am and, like, lots and lots of other listeners that, you do what you do and you go out and you play for us and, you take your talent and you put it all together to make this beautiful music. And, even taking the time to speak with me today, I mean, that's just... freaking awesome, man.
Well, we're happy to do it. Thanks for the support. And, a big part of it is you keep writing music that's different from what you've written before. And a really big part of that is that we don't listen to music in our genre very much because that way, when you're pulling from other places, it doesn't sound like anybody else or sound like anything else or sound like anything you've done. So you can't listen to hard rock melodic music by other bands and then really expect that your stuff's going to be completely different. And we learned that a long time ago when we had a friend who was a Van Halen junkie, and he knew how to play every Van Halen song, and he couldn't write anything that didn't sound like Van Halen.
No.
And, so we learned that way early on, that if we want to write, rock music, basically, we need to take other things as inspiration to make it different. And that's a big part of it.
I think that's great advice because for, up and coming artists, because we have a huge local rock scene here in Fayetteville. And right, I mean, everything you just said, I think is just brilliant advice for them to take in and absorb because, things are different now. You play locally, but then you can't just go drop off your CD at the radio station and go, hey man, can you stick me on?
Right.
It's so different.
It's not realistic.
No, it's not. Well, I want to say thanks so much. I know you got to take the time you can to have some time to yourself. I want you to at least go get a beer and enjoy your time. And I just want to say thank you so much. I know you're going to have a kick-ass show tomorrow night and then also Saturday at the Lincoln Theater in Raleigh you'll be playing as well, right?
You bet.
Thank you so much. Just know so many people love your music and especially someone like me who, music is my life. So, I really appreciate what you do. And I know so many fans are going to love being able to even just hear this conversation with you and keep doing what you do, man. We love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and thanks for the support. It means everything. So we'll keep going.
100%. Love it.